Hello, and welcome to this episode of Dollars and Cents. What to know this tax season. I'm Laura Painter. Let's get right into it. This year, there are changes to California's income tax rate. In some cases, it's now at 14.4% for some of the state's highest earners. We all know living in California isn't cheap, so I talked with a tax expert to understand what this new rate is all about and who it impacts. And he has some good news for most of you taxpayers out there.
That 14% rate is a combination of a few factors.
Flaminius Ching, a certified public accountant in Elk Grove, says as interesting and shocking the 14.4% tax is, this rate won't apply to the majority of taxpayers in California.
For those that have incomes above $154,000, they will certainly feel the pain of an additional 1.1% on all the income that they generate beyond $154,000.
Why the change? Back in 2022, Governor Gavin Newsom signed Senate Bill 951 to increase access to family and disability leave benefits, saying in part, quote, to ensure more low-wage workers, many of them women and people of color, can access the time off they've earned while still providing for their family. As a result, some taxpayers will pay more.
What most taxpayers will feel is the increase from 0.9% to 1.1%.
The 14.4% rate is a combination of the highest marginal tax bracket, mental health tax, and now uncapped state disability insurance, which is a payroll tax. The payroll tax isn't new for high-earning Californians, but previously the tax was only imposed on wages up to $145,600. With
the new legislation that came into play for 2024, that there is no longer a wage cap of $154,000, and the rate went up to 1.1%.
As of the first of this year, workers making more than $145,000 a year will now pay the tax.
Increase from 0.9 to 1.1% would increase their tax for the year by $308.
So, while a tax increase is true for most people making more than $154,000, the potential combined tax rate of 14.4% applies to California's top income tax bracket, meaning people earning more than $1 million, mostly through salary. Speaking of new tax changes kicking in this year, we have some good news for your wallet. New IRS adjustments to tax brackets could help many people take home more of their paycheck. I spoke with a local tax expert about the changes heading your way starting in 2024. Inflation has been hitting many of you hard, and to help keep pace with increased costs, the IRS announced last month higher tax brackets and higher standard deductions.
Because of those increases, they are making the tax system mirror those adjustments as well to make it more fair to the taxpayer.
Meaning you could keep more of your paycheck next year.
I've ran a few scenarios for like an average couple that makes about $120,000 a year in taxable income. These changes could potentially save them $2,000 to $3,000 in a year.
Flaminius Ching, a certified public accountant in Elk Grove, says think of tax brackets like layers in a cake. When there's inflation, the IRS changes the size of the layers.
What happens is they're basically going through and expanding those ranges of those layers of that cake.
Here are some key changes. The standard deduction for married couples filing jointly has gone up $1,500 from last year to $29,200. For single taxpayers, the deduction is now $14,600, a $750 increase.
It's important to the taxpayer is that when these ranges increases, if their income is relatively the same as the year before, they will, in essence, pay less taxes over the course of that tax year.
The new tax bracket changes are based on the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, and are adjusted each year. For 2024, they were adjusted 5.4%. That's less than last year's historically high adjustment of about 7%. Also, the IRS adjusts for pre-tax contributions to your 401k.
You could put more money away and therefore sheltering it from income to begin with to be taxed.
The window's now open to start filing your taxes, and you may have already seen several ads for different tax prep services. Some of them may even claim to be free. Brendan Lewis from our National Verified team looks into whether that's really the case.
We're all looking to save money on taxes, including when we file them. Many companies say they offer free filings, but people on social media have complained that services advertised as free don't always turn out that way by the time they go to submit. So, let's verify. Can you file your federal income taxes for free? Our sources are the Free File Alliance, the Internal Revenue Service, AARP, and Cash App. The short answer is yes, but it gets more complicated if your household's adjusted gross income is more than $79,000. If you earn less than that, then you can file for free through Free File, a partnership between the IRS and tax software companies. But you must click through the IRS's website to get the fees waived. If you earn more than $79,000, have a simple tax return, and live in one of these 12 states, then you can use the IRS's new Direct File pilot program, which lets you file directly with the IRS for free. Or everyone can e-file tax forms on the IRS's website without the support of software to help with the calculations. If math isn't your thing, then seniors can use free programs from AARP or the IRS to do their taxes. And Cash App Taxes allows many people to use their software for free. So yes, most people can file their federal taxes for free, if you're willing to jump through a few hoops. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
For our last story, new this year, 5 million Californians are eligible to file their taxes with a new free online system. Our Devin Truby explains all about how to take advantage of this pilot program.
More than 5 million Californians will qualify to use the new IRS pilot program and for the first time to file those taxes for free.
And for the average family, we're talking about 13 hours and about $250 on average every single year. This direct file pilot takes all of that away. And
all people will have to do is go online to the IRS website and file electronically. You don't qualify based on income, but rather the type of income.
W-2 income qualifies, unemployment benefits qualify. There's also certain credits that qualify as well: earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and also some deductions.
Also new this year, all income brackets have increased at both the state and federal level in response to inflation. The Howard Jarvis Taxpayer Association says there's a new concern this year.
There had been a rate cap on the disability insurance that is paid out of a payroll tax. That cap was lifted. So California's previously high tax rate of 13.3% is now 14.3%. compared to other states,
making California once again the state with the highest income tax. The new tax on those paid by a third-party app like Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, also with some changes. If you exceeded $600 in transactions and used one of those apps as a small business, freelancer, or a large transaction was made, you may receive a 1099-K form this year and be asked to list transactions.
Thank you for watching this episode of Dollars and Cents. If you want to watch more features just like this one, check out our ABC 10 Plus app. There you'll find the latest newscasts and headlines and stay up to date on the weather and see all the great work and stories that we tell here at ABC 10. Thank you again for watching. I'm Laura Painter. See you next time.